Скат, после видео с Антоном Завьяловым оказалось, что Абла Палабра – это не только изучение немецкого языка, что у нас можно учить также английский и другие языки. В преддверии финала «Голос.Дети» мы решили разобрать некоторые исполнения на английском языке и ошибки, которые были допущены именно в произношении с одним из наших лучших тренеров английского. К сожалению, в условиях карантина видео пришлось записывать в тех условиях, в которых получилось, поэтому на нем есть реклама программы, которой Джорджия воспользовалась. Но я надеюсь, что вы нас простите, а программа, которую мы таким образом отрекламировали, может быть, скажет нам спасибо.
Hello, my name is Georgia and I'm one of the English teachers at Abla Palabra. In this video, we're looking at common pronunciation mistakes made by Russian speakers. As you know, the voice finals are coming up, so we thought it would be a fun idea to look at these pronunciation mistakes through past videos in the voice. I just want to say that this video is not meant in any way to criticize the individual contestants. They are incredibly talented people, and this is just meant as constructive criticism, as an interesting way to look at those common pronunciation errors and how we can remedy them together. All right, so let's start with Yevgeny.
And now the hand is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Too few to mention, I did.
So here we can see Yevgeny makes the classic mistake. A lot of Russian speakers and Slavic people do this. It's the long E. So listen to the difference here. I did it. I did it. Can you see what happened to my mouth? Okay, the first time with the long E. I did it. Okay, I exaggerated that. But my mouth, it sort of smiles, yes? E, did it. That's what we do for the long E. But did, no smile. Keep the mouth nice and short. I did it. I did it.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again,
Okay, the next common error is soft T's and hard T's. It's quite difficult in British pronunciation because the difference is much more subtle. In American English, for example, we have our hard T, Thomas, and if you put your hand in front of your mouth and say Thomas, you'll feel the warm air against your hand. However, in American English, the soft T sounds almost like a D, ridden, ridden. In British English, it's more similar, written, written. However, there is still a difference. The T in Thomas, Thomas, is louder and there's more breath. The T in written is quieter and there's less breath. Thomas, big breath, warm air on the hand. Written, can't really feel the breath so much. Now, in the video, Yevgeny uses the hard T. He says, but, and really exaggerates the T. It's not natural in English. He needs to say, but. short, quieter, softer T.
Call me your caller, baby. Call me your call. Call me your caller, darling. I know who you are. Come up off your collar, child. I know where you're coming from. Call me on the line. Call me anytime. Come up off your collar, child.
Okay, moving on to Ekaterina. Now she has a really lovely voice, and I really like the song choice. Blondie is excellent. But unfortunately, sometimes we can't really understand what she's saying. And that's because she doesn't open her mouth enough. She doesn't enunciate. So, for example, look at me now. The cat sat on the mat. My mouth goes nice and big as it opens. If I do the same thing again now, but with my mouth slightly less open, the cat sat on the mat. You can't hear the words that well. It's a little more difficult to understand the difference.
Stay, I know you just came. You cannot but stay. We'll save 1,000,000 waves of love. And the last days only God can give me the last minute to cover my shame. I will spend it to love you. You say too late.
We can see here too with the two guys that they have the same problem as Ekaterina. It's quite difficult for me actually to understand what they're saying, unfortunately. And it's such a shame because, as I said earlier, everyone here has such great voices and they're so talented. But sadly, sometimes it's quite difficult for me to understand the words that are being said because there's some mumbling. Maybe they're not opening their mouths enough, and we can't really hear the words, unfortunately.
Waking in the rabble, walking over glass. Neighbors say with trouble, well that time has passed. Peering from the mirror, no, that isn't me. A stranger getting nearer, who can whispers and be. It's like a phoenix, I know the edge is seeking growth that abundance. Retribution, you will warn.
This here is a excellent example of why pronunciation is so important. Here Anastasia uses the short S sound. She says retching. Retching in English means to be sick. Okay, she didn't want to say that. She wanted to say reaching with the nice long E sound. So she needed to make her lips smile and say reaching. E, reaching, not retching.
No one could have witnessed what you did to me, 'cause you wouldn't know me today.
Now the next pronunciation error is very, very easy to remedy. It's just a misunderstanding of what form to use for the English regular past tense, so ed. There are 3 different ways to pronounce ed. Here, Anastasia says passed. She wants to say passed with a t, but she uses a d sound. Passed, passed. It's a little strange for me to try to recreate that myself.
25 years and my life is still.
This girl, Yulia, has such a cool sense of style. I love her hair braids. It's interesting seeing these kids sing. You don't believe that they're kids. They seem so grown up, so adult. Very cool, very talented children. But yes, let's look at the pronunciation error here. What did she say? Did you notice? When she says years, does she say it like me? Years. No, not quite. She uses a Russian R, a rolling R. That would be okay if she was going to Spain, but in England the R sound is shorter. Years.
Trying to get up so well we can love. And so I cry sometimes on a rolling bed just to carry a mouth what's in my head. So now I'm feeling a little peculiar, a little.
And here she makes the same pronunciation error that Yevgeny did at the start. I told you it's very, very common. Lots of people make this error, the long E sound. So we don't want to say little, we want to say little. Keep the mouth nice and short, no smiling, don't make your mouth big. This is serious English pronunciation. Little, little, short mouth. You got it.
Hey, to need permission and a musician to the smaller minds. Cause it's my business, God is my weakness. Now I've been I wanna savor, save it for later. The taste of flavor, cause I'm a taker, cause I'm a giver. It's all the nation, I live for danger. Oh, what you got, skin, skin. Oh my God, don't you stop, boy.
Angelina has, like many of the contestants here, a very rich, very powerful voice. There's lots of force behind there. She's obviously a very talented singer, but unfortunately her vocal coach hasn't corrected her. And here it's really, really quite difficult for me to, well, actually I don't understand what she is saying. If you're going to sing in another language, sing it clearly. If you can't make those sounds, singing a little quieter or blending the sounds together isn't going to work. It's not going to make those difficult sounds go away. It just means people won't understand you, unfortunately. This boy has such a lovely smile. He's so sweet, and I love the colours that he's wearing. He looks so bright and happy. Anyway, fashion choices aside, if he's going to sing the word night, then Anton needs to pronounce what? He needs to pronounce that T sound. You know, I understand he's singing, he's making the sound nice and long, that lovely nai, but then it needs to finish with a T sound. Otherwise, we don't know what he's saying. That's not a word, that's just a strange sound. So, nai, T. Pronounce the T at the end, please. Make sure it's the soft T, not the hard T. Okay, this last pronunciation error is very, very common among Russian speakers. It's the V instead of W. Now, the W sound, unfortunately, can be quite tricky for people who don't have it in their native language. If we were going to get technical, but I'm not going to, because it will take a long time to explain the science behind it. But this sound, this W sound, is the labiovelar approximant. An approximant means what it sounds like approximately. There's no exact place for you to put your tongue, so that can make it a bit tricky to understand how to make this sound. However, if you look at my lips, you can see a sure difference between w and the. Okay, what do I do when I say the? Okay, well, my bottom teeth press against my, no, not my bottom teeth, my top teeth. What am I talking about? My top teeth press against my bottom lips and vibrate. They get that v, v. The teeth go here. V. However, when I say w, 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 what's happening to my mouth? My lips are w, pouting. It's like I want to give someone a kiss. W. We can't see my teeth here. There's no teeth pressing against the bottom lips. W. So, don't say what. Think you see someone attractive and you want to kiss them. What? Make that nice pout, that nice kissing motion. What? That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy watching the voice finals. If you would like any more information about pronunciation or English grammar or anything like that, you can always contact Abla Pалабра. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Спасибо, учите языки.
Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road down. Don't you come back no more. But
And here she makes the same error. Sorry, that's my phone. That needs to be edited out. Quiet.